Hi there, Evil Space Bunny here. And the other day, I had the very special privilege of getting to talk to Calamari, the creator of the Modpack Trepidation. In this interview, we got to talk about all things Trepidation as well as preview the trailer for the Modpack. Please enjoy this lovely conversation that we had. And if you have any additional questions about the Modpack, please feel free to contact Calamari directly in her Discord in the link down below. Thanks. Hello, guys. How are you today on this lovely Friday? We've been planning this for a few weeks, but the world did not want it to happen right away with my internet. It's probably because I scheduled it for Friday the 13th. Huh? I mean, it was just my bad luck, right? And then my internet started being really mean and like everything else just like I like went a week without internet almost.
Gosh, I wish it could have been Friday the 13th. That would have been perfect.
I know. It would have literally been perfect for the mod pack, genuinely.
Yeah.
But say la vie. But yeah, how is everybody doing today? This is Miss Calamari. She's lovely and wonderful, and we're going to be gabbing with her today. So if you guys have any questions at any point about the mod pack that we'll be talking about, please feel free to drop them in chat. We'll have Arcana gather them, and then we'll go over them at the very end of the interview. Sound good? And yes, please. And if you have any additional questions or anything that you could think of, please consider joining our Discord or Calamari's Discord, and you can ask questions there too later on after like maybe getting to experience the mod pack if you do check it out. So
Yes. Please report bugs and give feedback. I need a lot of it.
yeah, no, for sure. It definitely always comes down to somebody finding like, you know, those special little bugs that pop up. I'm always unlucky, and I find a lot of bugs in video games. I'm that person that will find something that goes horribly wrong for no reason. Even in like
Should be quality insurance.
I have thought about pitching it to like game devs and being like, just let me test your game. I will find the things that is wrong with it. Trust me. I'm a professional. Bugs are absolutely the worst. Absolutely.
Both kinds, especially in Trepidation.
Oh my
There's
god.
a lot of both kinds in there.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna skip ahead a little, but yeah, there's one level in her mod pack that has bugs, and I popped my little head out for the first time into this area, and a scorpion grabbed me, and he dragged me to his other scorpion friends, and then I was dead, and the run was over, and I was very sad, but I was very sad. It was a sad time, but I mean,
it's easily like my worst dimension because like I have really bad like insect phobia. So I hate developing for that dimension, but I have to do it. So
it's a necessary evil. It's
yeah.
fair. Necessary evil for sure, for sure. But all right, so let's get to picking your brain and start this interview. You ready?
Yeah.
All right, perfect. So let's start with just getting to know you. What do you like to do for fun, and what are some of your hobbies?
So I guess my main hobby would be playing drums. I do that practically every day. I'm super into it. I'm also a witch, so I do occultism stuff. Can you guess by looking at my
No, never.
I also do skateboarding and stuff, and also like of course play a lot of Minecraft and do Minecraft dev because it's a lot of fun. So
That's awesome. Yeah. How long have you been doing music and stuff? Since I saw some of your SoundCloud stuff, and I was like listening to that a couple of days ago. How did you get into music?
so I've like pretty much always been into it. My first memories are like when I was very young, and my like parents practically like forced me to take piano lessons, and I hated it back then, but I'm really grateful for it now because I still continue to play piano to this day.
Yeah.
And it also got me into like all these other instruments and stuff. And Ever since then, music has been like such an integral part of my life.
That's really cool. I'm a little jealous. I wish I kept up with my music. I never did, but that's admirable that you play drums every single day. So with that being said, I'm gonna poke you like I just did. I did Maj, but you ever think about integrating your music into Minecraft or into video games?
I wish it's something I want to get into, but
Hmm.
I don't feel like I make the appropriate music for games, I guess. Um, but I do a ton of different genres,
Hmm.
so it's something I've definitely looked into before, and I will be willing to try it in the future.
Yeah, I think that would be really cool, especially with like the spooky Minecraft and stuff like that. You could definitely, I think you could definitely do some spooky music.
I've never made like a horror thing before. Actually, I have made some sort of like horror stuff on the piano, so I might be able to come up with something.
There you go. Pianos could be
Yeah.
very scary. You never
Oh
know.
yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay. So, what do you do for work and stuff like that?
So I am a web developer and engineer at Regio Digital. I mostly do like front end web development with WordPress,
Nice.
um, as well as like I also handle customer service stuff, but a lot of it is like front end WordPress, engineering. So
That's cool. That's cool. Keeps you
yeah,
it
I
keeps you
like it.
at home
I like it.
and
Yeah,
on the
it's very
internet.
comfortable.
I can imagine. Yeah. So, how did you get into video games in general? Like, how did you start gaming?
Probably because I kind of grew up from like a gamer family.
Hmm.
And my first experiences of gaming aside from like educational stuff has been boomer shooters. Um which is a thing. Okay, some people still don't know that that's a word now, but it's called boomer shooters now.
It's my
So that's
favorite word.
that's like Quake, Unreal Tournament, Doom, that sort of stuff. Yeah. Yeah. And it's not a cursed term. It's just how it is.
It's just what it is.
Um,
Arcana, get over it.
yeah. Um, I have very good memories with that stuff though, and to this day I love Doom Eternal. Doom Eternal is actually my favorite game
So
practically of all
good.
time.
Such a good game, honestly.
Hmm.
So good.
Yeah.
That's great,
So
honestly. We love our boomer shooters. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay, so since you've gotten into a lot of games, how did you get into Minecraft? Now, I've talked about Minecraft and I've heard so many different stories now. What brought you in? Did you get roped in or did you save your lunch money or how did you get started?
um my first experience with Minecraft was probably like a friend coming over for like a sleepover when I was like in middle school or something.
Mhm.
I think it was around middle school. Um and they were like, "Yo, check out this cool like block game that has zombies." And when you're in middle school, that's all it really takes to get you into a video game.
Yep.
So I really got into it, and then later on found that it could be modded. And then once I found that out, that was it.
Changes
And also
everything.
like yeah, the Xbox 360 edition is what like I commonly mainly played with friends because I really like the social aspect of Minecraft. So
Yeah. That's I think that's the nice thing is like I have a hard time playing it by myself too. And like if
mhm.
there's even if there's somebody on the server and I'm like, I'm not playing by myself.
Yeah, yeah.
So what are some of your favorite things about it in general? You mentioned friends, but is there other aspects of the game that you do love?
Probably just the general base building aspect. I just realized now that's very ironic considering that Trepidation has 0 base building. You're not really supposed to build anything in Trepidation. So I just kind of removed my favorite part of Minecraft. But there's a lot of other stuff in there, so but like vanilla Minecraft and things like that, base building survival games is my favorite genre.
Yeah.
Um so I really like the defense aspect and making like secret entrances and making everything look really clean and stuff, and it's a lot of fun. I like doing that in like 7 Days to Die and like
Yeah.
all these other games. So
Yeah, 7 Days to Die. That's a great base builder. Yeah, I could definitely
yeah.
tell from like your previous mod pack, like with that survival element and like base building
Hmm.
and stuff is definitely such a big thing. And 7 Days to Die does have like a huge like sort of influence. And even in this, like trying to survive, because that's what I thought. Like I was like, oh, I just gotta survive the like 60 minutes at first, and
Yeah, yeah,
that was a mistake.
yeah.
I was like, I'll try to build like I do in 7 days. No, it was a disaster. It was an absolute disaster. All right. So anyway, so we talked about our favorite things of Minecraft. What are some of the issues that you have with Minecraft as a whole? Like that, you know.
So probably the general direction that the game has kind of taken over the last couple years or so.
Hmm.
Um, Originally it was heavily focused and kind of promoted as like survival and
Right.
defending against like the nighttime and building like really cool castles that will like or redstone contraptions that will defend your castle and things like that, and
Right.
that's what I really loved to do back then. Um but it's definitely shifted away to like adding real life mobs, and I really enjoyed the aspect of Minecraft was like otherworldly, like Enderman and creepers and like you know things like that.
Yeah.
um but now there's really not much for towards like the conquest and like survival aspect, and a really good YouTuber by the name of White Light made a video or a series about it, about how Minecraft has kind of changed over the years and shifted its perspective. And
Right.
so for me, like especially vanilla Minecraft now is heavily social. I would never play it on my own. I would need a bunch of friends really to play it.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah.
Yeah, I definitely think I agree with you too, because like it definitely has gone more family friendly. But luckily, you know, there is like mods and stuff to kind of change it up and switch things around. But yeah, I
Oh
kind of
yeah.
agree with you. I can't play vanilla alone. I
Hmm.
cannot do it at all. So, how did you get into the modded community? How did you get roped in?
So um funny story, I discovered mods from a YouTuber named Tobuscus, and I might have just kind of triggered some like, nostalgic things in some people's minds in chat there. But when I was like in middle school, I watched his let's plays and stuff and I loved it a lot, and then he did a let's play with like mods and stuff.
Mhm.
Happy Wheels. Yeah. Um and then he had like most creatures in one of his series and like this other castle defense mod, and I thought that was so cool. So I kind of took that and went off with it. So my my favorite experiences with like early modding was most creatures and millionaire.
Mhm.
Kind of just combining just those two mods alone was enough to like give me so many hours of playtime. um a lot of unique stuff on it. So
Definitely. Yeah, that's absolutely awesome. Yeah, that definitely triggered some old memories. I remember watching a bunch of his old Let's Plays back in the
mhm.
early YouTube days.
Yeah.
Okay. Fabulous. So what is a project that somebody else has done that you admire?
Um, so recently in terms of mod packs, so fun fact,
Hmm.
before Rebirth of the Night, I have never played any mod pack ever.
You just like,
It was like I just got into development with Rebirth of the Night, back then, and then
mhm.
like, that was my first experience with that. So it was
Yeah.
kind of wild, and then after that it opened up a lot of like new mod packs for me to try out. So recently I got into Enigmatica 6 with my community, and that's been a lot of fun. I've been streaming it, and the developer popped into my chat and was like, "Hi, if you have any issues, let me know, and how are you doing, things like that." And I was like, "That's so nice
That's so
that like the
nice.
developers in chat." Um, but in terms of mods, probably one of the most impressive mods I've really ever seen is the Escape and Run Parasites mod, which is used in Trepidation. Um, it's just incredible. I don't know how they do such good models like that. Um, it blows me away every time. So
They have some really
yeah.
scary stuff. Really scary stuff.
It's really disturbing. When I first saw it, I was like, "Whoa, this is like how is this Minecraft? Like
Right?
this needs like a warning on it."
PG-13 scary blocks.
Yeah.
No, for sure. Yeah, there was some creepy stuff. The sheep is from that mod, right? The like the parasitic sheep and stuff, I think.
They do all the
Oh
vanilla
my
like
god.
um animals and stuff, and it's I didn't know blocks could look that gross and scary, you know? Like
Kids games, scary murdering monsters. Fair.
mhm.
Okay. So, what is one of your favorite overall like memories or experiences that you have with Minecraft? Could be from working on your mod packs, or it could be just anything playing the game.
Um, I would have to say a more recent-ish experience would be my time on the SMP Rebirth group, which was the like official Rebirth of the Night SMP group back then.
Mm-hmm.
And it was essentially two teams of a bunch of people on a Rebirth of the Night server, and it was kind of like factions in which that people could donate money to the streamers to play pranks on the other team.
Yeah.
And it being Rebirth of the Night, there's so much like creative things that people did and like really wacky stuff that could really only be done in Rebirth of the Night. Um and overall like it's the most fun experience I've ever had in Minecraft was that SMP group, so
That's cool.
it was great.
I like the idea of playing pranks on each other and like messing with the other team on on just going out of your way to make somebody's day bad.
Some of them was a little frustrating. Like I think one of them was like placing blocks of water all over our base,
Oh,
and we had to clean it up afterwards.
something so tedious.
Yeah, but
Uh,
it was all in good fun.
yeah,
So
that's fair. That's fair. As long as it's in good fun, as you
mhm.
terrorize the other team, it's totally fair. Okay, so let's get into your mod pack. So I do have a trailer, and I'm gonna play it here for you guys. So give me 1 second, and I will set that up. That's the intro to Trepidation, and it's terrifying. And you got to see some of the scary monsters. So, do you want to explain in your own words what the mod pack is?
Yeah, sure. So, Trepidation is one of those mod packs that transform Minecraft into an entirely new genre. Um, so that would be a roguelike game. And as you saw, Trepidation is very focused on horror, and it is also focused on speedrunning. So a lot of Trepidation, or like the heart of Trepidation, is to kind of speed run and clear the game as fast as you can, and then kind of compare it with like the community or your friends.
Yeah.
And the main premise is that you spawn in the nether. All the dimensions are vertically stacked on top of each other. And so you build up, or you mine upwards to go through the dimensions, which all of them have their own barriers and mobs and like progression to get you through it.
Yeah, to basically escape out.
Hmm. Yeah.
It's hard. It's scary.
Yes,
Oh,
the hardcore mod pack, at least I consider it like that.
yeah. It's definitely a different style of hardcore cuz like it
Yeah,
is like you said a roguelike and it will beat you up and you will die. You'll die a lot.
it is very mechanically intensive,
Mhm.
where you have a lot of new abilities right off the bat. As soon as you start the game, you have like a dash, a double jump, a wall hang, a wall climb. Wait, no, there's no wall climb.
The wall
um,
hang though. Yeah.
yeah, um, but there's all that sorts of stuff, and then you get more abilities as you keep going on, and then it's like potions and baubles and all these things, and so you're keeping track of like so many different things at once. And so my goal really is to have like almost an infinite skill ceiling um with this game. So yeah.
I think that would be fun. That would definitely it would be definitely something different for sure. It's not like any mod pack that I've ever played, which is probably why I slammed my head really hard on it when I started playing it, and I was just like I'm one of those people's like if I can't like do something or beat something, I just slam my head harder against it. Like
Yeah.
just like your boomer shooters, I guess you could say.
Yeah. Yeah.
Until I get it done, until I do the thing. So, but
Hmm.
so one of the things that I did notice while playing it is like each level definitely does play on like people's fears, I've noticed. So like there's obviously the nether, which is hell, and zombies and scary monsters and ghosts. And then the next level is the bugs, and that's just arachnophobia and like scorpions and just any kind of creepy crawler with too many legs that I don't like, and so on and so forth. So is that's the goal, is to have creepy things all the way up, correct? Like trying to play up people's fears per level.
So I tried to have a very different theme and a very different aspect of horror for each dimension. For example, the surface world, which is the overworld, plays on a lot of Lovecraftian horror
Yes.
and gore, disgust kind of horror in the overworld. And then something like the deep dark is very like psychological horror. Um and well, you also see like that kind of overlap into other dimensions too, but like
Right.
as you go through each one, there's definitely a very vivid atmosphere, or different atmosphere in each one.
Yeah.
So
I love that. Honestly, that was really cool and very unique. So what are some of the things that inspired this mod pack? Like how did you get started? Um
so I don't actually know. That's the thing. It was kind of a accumulation of a bunch of things. So I think what originally kind of sparked the idea was I was talking in the Rotten Discord about this idea of vertically stacked dimensions with
yeah.
a 1.16 mod called Immersive Portals, which is a fantastic mod. And I originally wanted Trepidation to be in 1.16 because of that. But unfortunately, it was very buggy. It was incompatible with what I wanted to do.
Such a
Um,
bummer.
and also 1.16, I've never worked with it before, so I didn't feel like relearning how to make a mod pack in 1.16. And now I know how mod developers feel when they, have to port their mod to a new version. God, I know that feeling now. Maybe not to the same extent, but yeah,
Fair,
it's a lot of
fair.
work.
Yeah, no, mad respect for it.
Um, but yeah, so I was talking about that, and then I kind of started to play around with that, and then I was scrolling through the Curse Forge like new mods, and I saw this mod called Time Is Up, and it is the mod that makes the timer, the 60-minute timer working trepidation. And as soon as I saw that, my mind like exploded with like all these ideas, and I was like, wait, I can make Minecraft a roguelike game with this. Um and things just kind of kept adding on, and throughout this whole process I had the inspiration of Hades
Yeah.
in my head. I love Hades. Hades is my favorite roguelike of all
So good.
time.
So good.
Incredible game. So it's the same also premise. Hades has the premise of escaping through
Yeah,
levels that progressively get harder.
it's true.
Trepidations is pretty much the same thing with that premise. Um, just a lot more spookier.
More spooky, less sexy gods. I mean,
I would
sacrifices.
incorporate sexy gods if I could, but unfortunately that's not a thing. So
Sexy blocks. It'd be a little hard, I think, honestly.
yeah.
No, that's totally fair. That's awesome. Yeah. Okay. Now one of the things that since it is a hardcore mod pack, how would you like people to play this mod pack?
So well, by default, trepidation is in hard difficulty. Um, I at first I don't recommend people to play on hardcore because you just gonna have to make a new world like every couple of minutes, and that's annoying.
Yeah.
Um, so there's also I always go back to Doom Eternal for this, because Doom Eternal has a pop up when you first start the game. It has a pop up that says something along the lines of like, um, every death in Doom Eternal will teach you something new about this game's mechanics and gameplay loop. And each time you'll get new information and you'll do better each time. And so Trepidation has the same idea. You're gonna die a lot,
Yeah.
like a lot, and that's the point. You learn after each death,
Right.
um, and so it's kind of encouraged in that manner to keep learning new things about it. And what I actually really like about this compared to like something like Hades, where Hades has progression and items that carry over for each run, so
Yeah.
you can continually get farther and farther. Trepidation doesn't have any of that at all. Um, and so when you were doing your first couple of runs and dying immediately, and then, you know, a couple hours or days or weeks, whatever later, you finish the game, you know that that was all your skill. It was entirely skill. You didn't have anything else to help you, and it's just all the knowledge that you've gained throughout all those deaths. And I feel like that feeling is kind of amazing.
Yep.
So I hope to kind of promote that feeling in the game.
It'll make you feel like the sexy god. You'll be the god of the
You'll
game.
feel like a badass. You'll feel like an
Exactly.
absolute badass. That's the goal.
That's yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's perfect. Yeah, when I first started playing, I'm not gonna lie, I tried it on hardcore and I mean I died in like 2 minutes and I'm like, no, no, I'm not gonna do that again. That was dumb.
Hardcore is if you're trying to speedrun trepidation and get the best time possible, hardcore will almost always be like needed, because as soon as you die once, somebody else is going to like
Yeah.
that reduces so much time that you've had already. So,
Yeah.
you know, yeah.
No, for sure. That makes the most sense. Okay, so what are some of your favorite things that you've added to the mod pack?
I would have to say the so two things. The combination of all the immersion mods, I suppose, like quote unquote immersion mods. I don't know what else to call them. it's like, a combination of like visual and audio and all that and atmosphere.
Yeah.
Um, and all that combined it makes it so different than vanilla Minecraft. There's decapitation, there's like really cool shaders and all this, like almost all the audio in the game has changed.
Yeah.
Um, and some of that was like manually changed by me to like make it more scary and things like that. Um, but all that combined just makes for a very, very cool experience. And then the second thing would be the movement, I guess, in the game.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any other mod pack kind of utilize movement so much, where it's like I kind of gave the player everything. Like, you get dashes, you get double jumps. I didn't really hold back on that, although maybe I probably should, for some balancing reasons, but that will be tweaked over time. But it's so much fun to, like, once you master it, just to parkour through the nether and you know feel like an absolute badass as you're like dashing over lava oceans and wall hanging and all that. you know there's a
Yeah.
lot of really minuscule stuff, and then like you add that along with the ender skills, like ability book, which gives you like even more. It gives you like a teleport, it gives you like a speed boost, it gives you like gliding. And I cannot wait to see what end game trepidation looks like. How like you'll be flying around, maybe not flying around, but kind of you know doing really well mechanically,
Yeah.
um with all these abilities. So it reminds me a lot of Doom Eternal when I look at it, because Doom Eternal, when you see a professional player play that, it's like
Oh,
they are just they
yeah.
know exactly what they're doing.
Yeah, the dashing
um
around and everything. Yeah, that was one of my favorite things. As soon as
yeah, yeah.
I realized I could dash, I was like all over the place. And I was like, oh, this they're just dashing through the air. And I'm just like, and then I started screaming parkour like Michael from The Office and just being an idiot. And then, of course, I ran out and then I fell into the lava. But, it was a good experience regardless. Yeah, that I will
Yeah.
say that's probably my favorite thing is definitely the movement. And yeah, I think it makes it definitely interesting, more interesting than anything else. Yeah, because like no other Minecraft mod pack has that. Like
Mhm.
nobody else really like focuses on movement and stuff. There's like mods that focuses on combat and changing how combat does, but never the movement. And I think that's like a huge deal, especially if you're trying to speed run. So yeah, I say
Mhm.
I say keep it. I say keep it. Maybe
It
a little
definitely
bit.
needs balancing a little bit. It's my goal is to like have the player have all these abilities, but not so much that it detracts from the panic state, where it's like I want the player to have situations where you're dashing a lot and then you realize you're out of dashes and then you fall into like a bunch of mobs, or you fall into lava or something, and you have to like really manage that. And it puts you into panic mode a lot when you don't have all your dashes filled up, things
Oh
like
yeah.
that.
Yeah, that's me. I'm the big dumb baby who like is like having a good time for 5 seconds and then bad things happen and then I'm just like SOL and I'm
Yeah,
just like oh no, oh no, oh no, and then I die because I'm panicking 90% of the time.
that's the key word. Trepidation it means state of alarm. That's why I named it trepidation, because it's like I want you to be in a constant state of panic.
That's fair. That's fair. It
For
definitely
60 whole
works.
minutes straight.
For
Like
60
that's
minutes.
yep.
You know what you could do is like add like a sound effect for when the timer hits a certain times and stuff like that, like every
It
10
it
minutes.
does have that,
Oh,
yeah.
does it
It has
really?
like the clock ticking sound that you hear in the trailer. It's the same that you hear in the game.
I must have been panicking probably every time and I didn't notice it. I think every time I played the Mind Pack, I was like in a height of high anxiety, and like I would get done with
Mhm.
work because
Oh
I'd
yeah.
be playing it during work. Of course, that's what we get to do here. But I would like get done with work, and I'm like, why am I so anxious? Why am I antsy? What's happening to me? It wasn't that bad of a day. What happened?
I it's incredible that like especially like a mod pack can have that much effect on somebody, like especially afterwards. It's like goodness.
Okay, I did play last night, and I went out of my way to specifically find the Enderman because like I told you. Okay, I'm gonna tell Chad too. I had when I was younger, when I was first playing Minecraft. I was an adult when Minecraft came out. I'm sorry, I'm old, but I had a nightmare about the Enderman sounds, and I woke up and I'm like, no, a block game should not give me nightmares. And so last night I went out of my way to try to find the Enderman in your mod pack. And yeah, they're way worse. I hate it. Why?
Yeah, I made sure to make their sounds even scarier than they are in vanilla, as well as their appearance and everything like that. So
Yeah. I was never lucky to run into them during my good runs. And obviously that would have never gotten me to the end. But I just wanted to get to somewhere. But yeah, anyway. So we talked about let's see. So what are some of the challenges that you've ran into? You mentioned wanting to go to 116 but not being able to, and then also the mod that you really liked didn't, it wasn't back at 112 and also it was a mess. So what are some of the other issues that you've experienced while making the mod pack?
probably the biggest issue would be the progression. This is not like a technical issue or anything, although I've had quite a fair share of those. Um, but the planning out the vision for progression and how it should go. There are a lot of ideas floating around. Some of which we don't really know if it will work. Um, but it's getting a flow chart, I suppose, of having the player have multiple options for what to do, and like for example, the Erebus. I've never played the Erebus before, so I need to like know the mod front to back to be able to create my own progression from it, because we're not really going to be using the Erebus's progression.
Right.
Everything we do is from from our vision. um and so I guess getting that into some sort of concrete form has been very difficult, which is why you'll see we don't really have a lot of updates on progression recently.
Hmm.
But over time, it has been slowly solidifying itself. Um, and we have such cool ideas for some progression things you've just straight up never seen before in any other sort of progression like mod pack, and it's gonna be awesome if we get these things to work. So I'm very excited for a lot of these things.
I'm excited too, and stuff. Do you want to hint at any of the like new things or the things that you want to start implementing in the future, or do you want to like save that for later? Or
I can talk about it. I don't really find
okay.
a point in kind of keeping it secret, but the I guess similar to Hades, where Hades has a boss room right before you get to the next level or next area. Trepidation is practically, hopefully we'll have the same thing. That's our plan. Um, Fire Sword, the other developer, has been doing really great work on implementing a boss dimension after the Nether. So after you mine out of the Nether, it's going to take you to a boss dimension in which it will have our own custom structure, custom boss arena, where you will fight the Wither. And the Wither will have all these new abilities and all these new attacks. Um, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. So we're gonna do that for each dimension, and we have some interesting plans for that. But it's definitely the most complicated thing that we've probably done. Fire's been working on it for a while now, and it's not easy. So if we get this done, it's gonna be very very cool. Um, and I suppose one other thing, there will be mini bosses probably in most of the dimensions, and especially in the surface world where all the parasites are, you're gonna have to fight some parasite bosses
Oh no.
to be able to get to the next place. And what I found is that a lot of people thought they had to pillar up from the surface to the end, all the way up there to mine it, and I was like, I hate that. That's really boring. um, so when I was like, okay, let's give the player an elytra and some fireworks. Let's give them some fucking dynamite, throwable dynamite, and let them just blow up the barrier, um, while in midair, while also fighting off the flying parasite mobs that kind of protect that bear up in the sky. Um, so that's a lot. That's gonna be a lot of fun, I feel.
Yeah,
So
I think that's very creative. It's definitely different. It's a lot more interesting than like, you know, blocks and then
just getting ore and then
yeah.
making pickaxe and then breaking barrier.
Yeah.
Like it's we wanted to make it a lot more in depth with multiple branching paths. So
Yeah. No, I think that's really cool. I like the boss dimension idea. That's such a great idea. I'm gonna pull this question now because it's related to it. But Droll said, how sadistic are these bosses going to be? How much bully are they gonna be?
okay, have you ever played Dark Souls?
Yes.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay, fair, fair. We're gonna be running around crying, just rolling around. About 3 bullies. Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
This is gonna be the meanest Modpack you guys have ever played.
It brings
Okay,
me joy. It brings
yeah,
me joy.
that's fair. Making people cry and rage over your
Oh yeah.
Modpack? Absolutely. It's a beautiful thing. So, how do you feel your mod pack and like compares to like your past projects and like other hardcore mod packs? Like we've already kind of talked about it a little bit, but
Yeah. I mean, just kind of going back to the uniqueness of it, I am essentially taking a look at a lot of these mod lists or a lot of the mods that we have and kind of figuring out what is the most unorthodox thing that we can do with all of this, and kind of put it all together into a fun but very different kind of difficult experience where a lot of hardcore and expert mod packs are like, I don't feel they're very mechanically focused,
mhm,
where you really only have a couple things to keep track of aside from like tech. You have like, a whole automation thing to keep track of. But in Trepidation, it's very more comparable to Doom Eternal. I'm gonna keep bringing up Doom Eternal
it's
because
fair. It's a
it's
good game.
yeah. But yeah, a lot more comparable to that, I feel. So I feel like in that sense it's unique. I haven't, at least personally, I haven't seen anything really similar to that, but I hope to I hope that Trepidation does kind of show people that you can transform Minecraft into completely different genres,
Yeah.
you know, that you just never would have thought about in Minecraft, because that's really the beauty of Minecraft modding. There are so many mods now, especially for like the older versions of Minecraft, like 1.12. There's so much you can do with all of this. So,
Yeah, for sure. There's like that's been like the lovely thing about Minecraft is it definitely can be whatever you make it. And it is so refreshing to see your mod pack because it is completely different compared to like anything else. Like you think hardcore mod pack and like people were making fun of it earlier, but like Greg Tech, that's what usually you think of, or like
yeah.
or Journey Beyond the like those are all these hardcore mod packs, but they all specifically focus around building and grinding rather than the actual like survival aspect. So you're kind of
Yeah.
like, I guess you're going back to like old school Minecraft, sort of making it way scarier and harder, but yeah,
I'm gonna turn Minecraft into a boomer shooter. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna add guns to Trepidation, and then there you go.
It's over. We just need Mick Gordon to come in and be like, "Hi, I would like you to make the music, please and thank you. Please come in and make block sounding hellish music for my mod pack. Thank you."
God, that'd be an honor.
That would be the best thing ever, right?
Hmm.
Okay. Quick reminder for everybody. I haven't been saying this, but Arcana has been really good about it. If you guys do have any questions about the mod pack or anything for Miss Mari, please just throw them in the chat, and then we'll get to them at the end, okay? And stuff. So if you could work with any game developer, content creator, or Minecraft modder, who would it be, and why?
Okay, so for game developer, this is not related to Trepidation, but I would love to work on Phasmophobia. It's my favorite horror game, honestly,
Mhm.
and I play it a lot, and I have ideas for not Trepidation for Phasmophobia, and I don't know, it would be cool.
Be cool.
But as far as Minecraft modders, probably the dev for Time Is Up. I mean, Time is Up is like quintessential for Trepidation. It's what makes the whole mod pack tick.
Yeah.
Get it? Tick
Tick.
because clock. Anyway,
Good job. Proud of you.
but yeah, speaking of that, mod developer has actually done so much. Um, so when I first added it to Trepidation, there was a lot that could be added to make it better for Trepidation. So I was just kind of throwing a bunch of feature requests in the GitHub, and just feeling a little bad about it. But I was like, if you want to do this, that would be cool. If not, whatever. And the mod developer was like, he did all of my feature requests, all of them,
That's
and I was so
amazing.
surprised. I was like, oh my goodness. So big shout out. I think their name is Natura Spell. So big shout out. Trepidation would literally not be a thing if it weren't for that.
It's very
Um,
sweet. That's awesome.
yeah, yeah.
But yeah, no, for sure. Okay, that's awesome. Sorry, I have a frog in my throat. Apparently, maybe it's a parasitic frog. So I have to ask this: how has your experience been with Akliz? How have we treated you?
Oh, terrible.
I know we're so mean to you. We're making you do this. I'm twisting your arm.
No, but seriously, it's been amazing. I wouldn't have it any other way, and the fact that y'all have made a whole mod for Trepidation, yeah, people probably don't know about this yet, but because it's not in the pack yet, hopefully it will be, soon. But it's it's kind of incredible because it's like it's Arcana. It's absolutely no problem, no rush or anything. The fact that you're doing this in the first place means so much that you want to support Trepidation. Um, so I'm very very excited for it, and yeah, I can't thank y'all enough.
It's cool. Yeah, Arcana has definitely gone out of his way to like learn, and like it's taken him down a whole new path, I will say. And yeah, we try to help as much as we can for all of our lovely humans and peoples that we have with us. So, if you're a partner with us and you're having issues, don't be afraid to bug us, cuz like we just helped out Miss Mari as much as we can. So, anyway, just thought I would throw that out there. Also, you should bug us in the Discord. Anyway, so back to you, because we love you. What does the future hold for you and for Trepidation?
The future for me, I
Yeah.
wish I knew. I mean, I gosh, that would be great to know.
Right?
But probably I do want to finish music, or get more into music and release a couple more tracks, and practice more drums.
Yeah.
But as far as Trepidation, I don't really have anything specific other than like what I've kind of already said about our future plans.
Right.
Um, you know, no real like estimated release for any of that. So
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, no, that's fair. I mean, I'm excited for everything that's going to happen with Trepidation. Like I said, I haven't I slammed my head very hard against your Modpack. I'm not gonna lie. And when I made it to the overworld, I felt like a sexy god for like 10 seconds, and then a sheep came up and murdered me, and then I screamed for about 5 minutes, and then I went back to playing the Modpack immediately. Immediately. That's what you guys will have to experience. The sheep are the worst. So I guess let's get into the questions that we have. What we have here from chat. And if you guys have any other questions, please feel free to jump in. Okay, so Arcana asked, how do you define appropriate music for video games? Do you think it could conform to your style or to something that you would like to make?
Appropriate music for video games. I'm not sure. I just think it's the kind of music I do wouldn't fit into Trepidation specifically or anything else really that I'm making.
Mhm.
But as I said before, uh, um, I do dabble with like I don't know horror themes on piano, so I do think it would be interesting to kind of use that and put that into Trepidation, but also it's like Trepidation already has so much good music and soundtrack in it already. I don't want to like, you know, uh put my music in there along with along with all this legendary tracks. I don't know.
Fair, fair. Yeah, I mean, you can always try. You never know. Be like maybe for a
Yeah,
boss fight or something like that. The
it might be
Wither
fun.
fight,
Yeah, yeah.
drum
We'll
solo
see.
metal something. It would be
Drum
beautiful.
solo, yeah. A metal track would fit well in Trepidation. I could see that.
Perfect, perfect. Okay, Enderman asked, what were some of the biggest obstacles to overcome during the development of the mod pack? I can't talk. I know we kind of talked
Um,
about some, but if there was anything else.
yeah, I think I can't think of any like technical things from the top of my head. There's been like just today, I just released an update today, and it's like getting there was a new skip and run parasites update, which I couldn't get to work, and I talked a lot with the devs on that. Um, so like sometimes stuff like that just happens, and you just have to kind of wait for a new release or something like that.
Hmm.
But it's it hasn't really kind of halted, I guess, the development of Trepidation itself or any of like the progression. So the main thing is just getting a concrete idea for progression and things like that.
That's fair. That's understandable. It definitely can be hard to like, you know, bring something to life that and like how you get started with it.
Hmm.
Ethereal Rain asked, "What's your favorite Minecraft mod of all time?"
Oh boy, of all time.
All time.
I was thinking like I wanna say like from just for nostalgia, like most creatures and millionaire, just from the amount of good memories I've had from that. Um, but I suppose recently, um, maybe something like the Epic Siege mod. It's that mod alone has kind of transformed so much in Minecraft. Um, and is in many parts like a backbone for Rebirth of the Night as well as Trepidation. And a mod like that hasn't really been done before that I don't really see. The mobs and zombies like breaking all the blocks, it's like that's such a major change in a game like Minecraft that it's like you see it in thumbnails for YouTube videos and like YouTube titles like whoa zombies can break blocks now,
Yeah.
people freak out about it. So it's definitely up there.
I remember trying to hide, and then all of a sudden they like broke into my house, and I was very sad. I was like, what's happening? I'm like, what's that noise? And then all of a sudden there's just like a wave of
Yeah.
mobs,
The,
and I'm like,
the first
no.
experience of that, if you don't know about it at all, that mobs can break blocks, it's such like a an experience you really can't get back. You can't experience that again. It's very interesting to watch videos of people learn about that for the first time.
Yeah. No, for sure. For sure. Okay. Let's see. We got a couple more here. Dodo Bird asked, if you can add anything to Minecraft, what would it be?
If I could add anything to Minecraft, like
Anything.
the like vanilla, like if there was
And
like an official release
yeah,
of vanilla,
sure. Let's do vanilla.
um, probably like an ender update, like an update to the end. A more
Ooh.
interesting boss because I was fighting the Ender Dragon in Enigmatica 6, and it's mostly the same thing,
Yeah.
um, as vanilla, and I was just thinking like people playing vanilla like this is not a good boss fight. It just feels very. It's a lot of waiting around, waiting for the dragon to swoop down into that little area there so you can hit it with a sword a bunch of times or use a bed,
Yeah.
which is interesting. But I feel like if that boss just got a whole gameplay boss redesign to add some interesting mechanics, it would do a lot for the game because it's like the final boss of the game. It's like the
Yeah.
the big climax and it's just kind of underwhelming.
It's like me. Me.
Yeah.
I think fighting Wither is more scary than fighting the End Dragon.
The Wither is definitely harder,
It's definitely
but
harder.
also the Wither, especially in vanilla, it just kind of floats towards you. And
Yeah, it's determined
yeah,
to murder you.
yeah.
It goes out of its way.
It's
uh,
there's very basic boss mechanics in vanilla Minecraft. So I think it could do a lot if they had very like, dynamic boss phases and things like that.
Fair. Okay. So, Dodo did ask, how do you get through the dimensions? Do you want to kind of like explain that mechanic?
Yeah. So far the way it works is in the Nether you look for the next ore progression to upgrade your pickaxe, and you get basically the best pickaxe that you can in the Nether, and you use that pickaxe to mine the barrier at the top of the Nether, and then you just kind of walk through it. And then it's the same thing in the Rebus, where you get the best pickaxe there, and then you mine through it. Deep Dark is the same way, and then the surface world will be like I said earlier with the you get an elytra, and then you get dynamite, and then you throw it at the barrier, and then you fly right through. Um, but ideally, especially for the Erebus and Deep Dark, I want to change up the progression to make it a little more interesting. Like there was one idea that would be that I think it was talked about in the Trepidation Discord, where in the Deep Dark, if there was this big machine, like this massive drill in the
That'd be
Deep Dark,
cool.
that you have to activate, or you have to find their appropriate items to activate it. Um, and once you get all the items together, it activates the drill and then like blows up the barrier, and then you can go through it.
That'd be
So
cool. Yeah.
something like that. But right now, it's just mining,
Yeah.
mining it with that pickaxe. Yeah.
Yeah. Eventually, I mean, yeah. More content soon.
Hmm.
More content soon. I do like the boss dimension idea. And we'll have the bossies. Sorry. So let's see. Will there be any major updates? Yeah, yep.
A
Yep.
lot.
A lot.
Oh, yeah.
You just had an update today though. So do you want
Yes.
to
Oh
talk?
yeah. I probably should have mentioned that. There was an update for Trepidation just now before the stream. So go check that out if you would like. Oh, what's in today's update?
Yeah.
It was a lot of fixes and a couple mod changes. A lot of it was like updating new systems and backend code, so it's not a whole lot of content, but it is kind of necessary for the next updates and future updates going forward. But either way, it's a lot of quality of life and fixes new things. So yeah.
Okay. Nice. I'm excited. So what happens when you do kill the Ender Dragon? Does anything exciting happen yet or
Um, I'm thinking if I should spoil it. It's not really anything spectacular. I mean, you just get a chat message that says, congrats.
Survived.
Actually, I don't remember what the chat message is, but I'm pretty sure it's something like lore friendly that deals with the universe. Um, and then so yeah, the timer um ends, so there's no timer anymore after you kill the Ender Dragon, and you are free to do whatever you want in the world of Trepidation and freely go through all the dimensions with no timer, and can build a base in the Parasite world if you want. Good luck.
No.
Good luck with that.
No.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Okay, so somebody did want to ask about your previous like mod packs. Do you want to talk about Rebirth a little bit, or
I'm not sure if there's much to talk about, but I was the lead developer of Rebirth of the Night for about 2 years. And I learned a lot working on it. And a lot of it was like, you know, I wouldn't have been able to do Trepidation if it wasn't for my time on Rebirth of the Night. So um, I'm very, very grateful for my experience there.
it's fair? That's good. You passed it on, and then now you're making new things, new amazing mod
Exactly.
packs. Yeah. What would you say to convince somebody not familiar with horror games to play your mod pack? Ooh, that's a good question.
Not familiar. So I suppose this is somebody that really doesn't really do well with horror, maybe. Um, I don't really know. It depends how much they're really into Minecraft. So if this is like a modern Minecraft player that has never played a horror game before, I would say that it's like there's a lot more to it than just the horror aspect. There's like jump scares and stuff exist in Trepidation, but right now they're very few and far between. Um, and so a lot of it is just about the funness factor, I suppose, and speedrunning factor of going through these very new experiences that you don't really get in other mod packs.
Yeah.
So
It's definitely a different kind of like it's not very jump scary like you said. It's more like you panicking and like building on the panic as the timer goes down and stuff. But if you take it from a speedrunner aspect, yeah, maybe you could think of it
gosh,
a little differently.
I want to see like the professional like vanilla Minecraft speedrunners take on Trepidation.
Yes.
It will be a whole new thing for them, honestly, to all of a sudden learn all these new mechanics and things like that, and just have so much of a higher skill ceiling than Minecraft. A lot of Minecraft is very RNG, which also Trepidation is going to be RNG. Also, finding the ore and everything. But it's how well you utilize your abilities and stuff. So
Right. Yeah. No, definitely for sure. With that kind of being said, somebody did ask if you could work with any collaborator. Do you know of any Minecraft speedrunners that you would love to see try your mod pack?
Um, the only one that I know of was participating in SMP Rebirth, actually. That would be Sha. I forgot their full name, but I know they went by Sha, and they're a very good Minecraft speedrunner. So it would be cool to see what he does with Trepidation.
Yeah, that would definitely be really cool. Honestly, yeah, I'm gonna try to keep trying to get to the end and do it.
If you have a good time, like post your time in the Trepidation Discord. That's the thing I haven't really mentioned yet. Is that the Trepidation Discord has a whole section for any percent speedruns throughout each dimension, and you can it's not for like the entire game yet because the game's not finished yet. You can't really get to the end.
Yeah.
But if you get through the Nether, a lot of people are like trying to perfect specifically their Nether runs.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
so if you have a really good Nether run, post that in the Trepidation Discord there.
I will. I just posted a link for the Trepidation Discord. If you guys do have any more questions too, please throw them at us, and please feel free to join the Discord. So if you have any other future questions after playing the mod pack, you can ask Miss Mari, and she'll help you out, or her lovely community will too. But
Absolutely.
yeah, I think that's everything that we got. We got all the questions. I got all my questions in my notes here. Yeah, I think that's everything, guys. We really do appreciate y'all being here and hanging out with us and getting to talk about horror and boomer shooters and everything else. And I'm just gonna keep pushing Arcana's button with that because he absolutely hates that. Um So me and Miss Mari are we're gonna disappear here, but thank you guys so much for being on stream with us today. We're gonna disappear, and then Arcana is going to take over the stream in about 5 minutes. So if you guys want to hang out, he's gonna be talking about his latest development with mods, as we've taken over a couple mods and mod packs recently, and so his whole thing. So he'll be on shortly. And then, yeah, so thank you so much, CalaMari, for doing this. We really, really appreciate it. It was so much fun. And
yes, thank you for having me.
Yeah, I'm so excited to see where Trepidation goes. And it's definitely just a magical mod pack. And I'm so excited. So thank you guys. We're going to go, and we'll see you guys soon. We'll be doing another one of these soon, okay? Love you all. Okay, bye, everyone. Thank you all for watching, and thank you again, CalaMari, for letting me get to pick your brain about all things Trepidation, things that go bump in the night, and of course, boomer shooters, and what the future holds for you and your mod pack. If you're a mod pack developer and you would like to be interviewed, please feel free to contact me in the Akliz Discord, link down below, and let's have a serious conversation, or not so serious conversation, about your mod pack. Please consider subscribing to our channel, as we do plan on putting out more content like this in the future. And try to join us live next time at twitch.tv/AklizHosting. We hope to see you there. Thanks again.